tell the difference between a real or deepfake Trump? These people that got scammed couldn't. Is Elon Musk going to start putting chips in his employees' brains? Did the Church of Scientology try to cover up crimes committed by this cast member of That 70s Show? All this and more, but first, Mr. Beast was arrested as a prank. But here's the thing, he knew it was a prank. In this video, we see Jimmy getting pulled over by the cops. The police claim the windows are too tinted. They go run his ID and then come back like, what? There's a warrant out for Jimmy's arrest? They're asking him all sorts of questions and Jimmy just shuts down. Full silent treatment. So they take him back to the station. Jimmy doesn't talk to anyone. He's refused food and water, and then they give him his one phone call. And who is it on the other line? Eric. Boom! It's a prank, bro. And we laugh and it's all great, but was Jimmy one step ahead of everyone? Here's how I know Jimmy knew he was fine. Number one, he's pulled over for a kind of bogus reason. Jimmy is getting pulled over for an illegal window tint, which is actually an offense in North Carolina, but usually you don't get pulled over for something like that unless the cops have nothing to do. So already, it's a little weird. Number two, they claim he committed a crime that Mr. Beast would definitely know about. The police run his ID and claim there's a warrant out for his arrest for communicating threats.
Whatever that means.
I'll tell you what that means. It's a misdemeanor in North Carolina, but you'd have to threaten something pretty serious and violent. Things like "you're done" or "this makes me so mad I could kill him" don't exactly make the cut. But things like "I'm gonna burn your house down for doing XYZ to me," or "if I see your son, I'm gonna punch that little brat in the face" would.
Mike, these are just examples?
I've had a rough week. I think Jimmy would know if he said something like that. Also, he probably would have had the police contacting him. So yeah, this seems far-fetched. And I mean, look at Jimmy. He's not really convinced. Number three, they wouldn't issue a warrant for your arrest just because you committed this misdemeanor. Mr. Beast would have gotten a notice for a court date, and then if he failed to appear in court, then there would have been a warrant out for his arrest. So yeah, unless Mr. Beast has been hiding in a hole for the last year, he knows this is all BS. But hold on, even if Jimmy knew it was a prank, he's no idiot. You can never be 100% sure, so he does one incredibly smart thing when the police were asking him questions. Do you know what he did? He shuts up. Wow, Mr. Beast must subscribe to Law by Mike, and so should you. Actually, maybe he's not a subscriber, because he didn't invoke the fifth properly. If Jimmy was a subscriber, he would know that you can't just stay silent. You have to say that you're remaining silent or invoke the fifth. That way they can't use your silence against you later. Now, this prank wasn't without its haters. Some people have complained that it was a waste of police resources and time. But let me just play devil's advocate. Iraq apparently paid off-duty cops for contract work and their time was treated as overtime. So this actually didn't take away any resources from local law enforcement.
Good job, Eric. You did it!
Did this AI Trump video trick hundreds of people into giving up thousands of dollars? Would you fall for this?
To invest their future and to get as many TRB membership handbooks as they can.
Looks good to me, right? Wrong. So Trump bucks, coins, and checks were sold by companies that operated completely independently of former President Donald Trump. The idea was that if you buy these Trump bucks, they will increase astronomically in value once Trump is reelected because, and I swear I'm not making this up, Trump is going to unveil a new monetary system that will turn Trump bucks into real currency. I mean, come on, who would believe that? Oh, the vulnerable elderly people who fall for these scams all the time? It's actually really messed up. I mean, one 77-year-old woman purchased tens of thousands of dollars worth of Trump checks because she believed they would go up in value, upwards of $6 million. Unfortunately, elderly people are usually the prime target for scams like this. It's such a widespread issue that this YouTuber actually makes videos pretending to be an old lady and scamming the scammers back.
I will kill your family!
I'm adding this
Ma'am,
to
are you a prostitute?
I'm adding this to your cash.
No!
One of the craziest things about this story is how shady the companies involved appear to be. Most of the posts using AI Trump have been linked to a handful of companies whose listed address can be traced back to shipoffers.com. When approached by reporters, the company claimed to only handle the shipping. Basically, they were all like, just doing the shipping, we're a shipping company. I don't know, man, we just be shipping, we don't manufacture them. But then when asked who manufactures them, the company said they wouldn't say. I mean, talk about sounding shady. If you want to spot an AI scam, here's some Law by Mike tips. 1. Vocal patterns. AI is really good at copying tone and cadence, but not good at capturing human inflections. If the person sounds too monotone or generally dull, that might be a robot. 2. Read the face. Does it feel a little uncanny? Deepfake technology has come a long way, but it isn't perfect. Imperfections in lighting and lip movement can often be a dead giveaway. And 3, is the footage high quality? Oftentimes AI footage is purposely degraded to hide these imperfections. If the video is low quality, so are the promises.
I'm about to design like 30 new fucking space cars and get us to Mars.
But my audience is almost all under 40, so send this to your mom and tell her to get off Facebook. Speaking of too good to be true, will Elon Musk's brain chips change the legal system forever? His company Neuralink has been developing brain implants, and after several rocky years, the FDA finally gave them approval to start testing on humans. Because when I watch Black Mirror, I also think, hey, this is a great idea, we should copy it in real life. The company believes its implants could help people overcome a range of disabilities with a future goal of human enhancement. As of now, we don't know when human trials will start or the extent of them, but the company is actively looking for people with disabilities such as paralysis and vision or hearing loss to participate. Now look, we aren't going to talk about if human testing for a brain chip interface is a good idea or not. I mean, what kind of soulless monster would I be if I said I didn't want paralyzed people to live happier, more autonomous lives? What I will say is that several Neuralink employees told reporters that Musk was pressuring them so much to get FDA approval that their animal testing often included rushed and botched surgeries on monkeys, pigs, and sheep, resulting in more animal deaths than necessary. In one instance in 2021, the company implanted 25 out of 60 pigs with the wrong size devices. All the pigs were subsequently killed. An error the employees said could have been easily avoided with more preparation. And what kind of soulless monster would I be if I said I wanted that for people with disabilities? But I digress. Gargantuan ethical implications aside, what we're gonna talk about is how brain chips could disrupt the legal system. Look, I have to make this about the law somehow, right? Here's a few examples off the top of my head. No pun intended. Okay, but think about it. Can employers use these chips to monitor their employees' brain activities? If chips can influence your behavior, did you or the chip commit a crime? Could people hack into your chip and make you do things you would never do? Whoa. But in all seriousness, the law hasn't caught up yet with the possibilities of what a real-life Neuralink could do. Neither has the science, really. But one thing that's for sure is when those laws do catch up, you can get updates here, so remember to hit the bell. Did the Church of Scientology help cover up Hyde's sex crimes? You guys remember Hyde.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Prison.
Ding, 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 you guessed your fate correct. The actor who played Hyde, Danny Masterson, has just been convicted of sexual assault. As if that's not shocking enough, the craziest part of his trial was the evidence suggesting the Church of Scientology tried to silence his accusers and convince them that what they experienced wasn't assault. And why it was okay for Danny to drug them? Good lord. The Church of Scientology denies all this, but now that Hyde's been convicted, they're throwing him away like a Toy Story 2 nightmare.